Hello everyone, I wanted to talk to you this lovely day about why it's important to hire a buyer's agent when you buy a new home. I mean new, like buyer builder new. This is Bonnie Brunson, Realty One Group, speaking to you from Las Vegas, Nevada. And I want to really make you understand why this is so important. Builders are building in mass quantity, even the best ones. There can be things wrong that you're totally unaware of, especially if you don't have the eye like an experienced agent in real estate. I've been in real estate 22 and a half years. Before that, I watched my brother as a contractor. He and his partner had their own company building custom homes. And I know what a good home should look like. I know what to look for and what can go wrong, even in something that's been inspected. And there's no such thing as having a home out there unless it is custom inspected when you're buying from normal builders, because they're mass producing and they don't have an inspector come by for every single thing on every house. It's more in mass. They do when there's just a pad up and the plumbing underneath they have inspected for holding water, but that isn't showing what can happen with the weight of the house on there. It can pass that inspection and still have a problem. I want to tell you what a client of mine went through on a multi-million-dollar home. Over $1 million spent out in the college area for approximately an acre parcel done by D.R. Horton, the semi-customs. Single story with 1 bedroom and bath up top. Great for a doctor or a lawyer that wants to work at home, because in doing so, they've got a private place away from everybody else, and yet out in a beautiful custom area. So when it came to do the walkthrough on this home, I'm going through it with them, even though I've been out there during different processes in the building. And I saw a few things that we needed corrected, but the main thing that I saw was every time I flushed the toilet throughout this 6,000 square foot home, there was bubbling. Quite honestly, I bet very, very few of the realtors out there would know what this means or even address it, but I did know what it means because I had a brother who built custom homes. It means there's some kind of leak in the plumbing line. Further down along the way, it's not just affecting one toilet, it's affecting every single one. That's major, so I sent a letter, called them first, sent a letter because I wasn't getting the reaction I wanted to the main office here in the Las Vegas area, and demanded that they do a plumbing inspection, send down a camera and see what's going on. They did, and I demanded this be done before the house closed. It was set to close. And I had my clients say they weren't going to close. And we didn't. We waited. They put the camera down there, and sure enough, underneath the master bath, which was super large, they had to dig up the whole thing because the plumbing line, almost 6 feet down, had collapsed in one area and dirt was getting in. This is on a semi-custom. This happened. That was inspected by an inspector. but not later on. And this is what can happen if you don't have the proper representation when you go in there. You do need a buyer's agent to be with you, one who's very well trained, not somebody that's been in business 5 minutes or even a couple of years. Somebody who's been around for a long time, knows the ropes, knows builders, knows what's going on, and it helps to know something about construction. So you make the right decisions, and it saves you money in the long run, and you get a happy outcome. Otherwise, my clients, if they hadn't have had me to detect that, they would have closed on that house, had a problem in the next 6 months to a year, realizing there's a major problem, and then it would have cracked and broken worse. While they were living in the house, having to go through something like that would have been horrendous. Putting it off for another month or so while it gets fixed properly to close is well worth not having to deal with it later when you're living there. This is just to give you an example of what can happen to you if you're out there unrepresented. I want you to take that to heart, buyers, because this is especially for you. Have a blessed day. You can see my information below and in other posts I do, because I care about you and I want you to have a beautiful experience in your home buying process and be represented properly. If you need me, you need help, call Bonnie Brunson, 702-523-6787. Realty One Group, you can look me up at BonnieMarieBrunson.com. Thank you and have a blessed day.